Good morning, people. It is Mondays with Moan. The following topic is about to be extremely heavy. It may be triggering, and I probably can't do this within 5 minutes. So I hope you stick with me. Let's get to it. So I remember waking up covered in a sheet. I was completely naked underneath that. I ran out the door, saw him standing there, handcuffed with the police. Um, and that was the last time that I was abused by him. For 6 months before that, I thought I had met someone that was thrilling and treated me like a princess, like I was everything. I was 16, he was 23. And the minute we moved in with each other, everything changed. Um, I would get put in closets after he beat me. He would stand there until he was ready to let me out. He would hit me over and over again in the head, punching me, and to the point where I was almost dazed. Um, but he told me that the pain didn't last. And so if I flinched, if I screamed out, it would only get worse. So I learned to detach and not feel anything. Um, some days I was locked in the house and I couldn't go anywhere. Uh, Other days I would wait for him to get home to see what type of mood he was in. I drank alcohol with him because I knew that it would hurt less when he started beating me. Um, and then finally one day it came down to, I can't live the rest of my life like this. Because if I don't leave, he's going to kill me anyway. So I might as well die trying. And so at first it ran through my head, you're just going to have to take your own life. Like, that's the only way you're going to get out of this, because he had already told me that he was going to kill me if I had left. Um, and he was going to hurt anyone that I told. And then it came down to, well, maybe you should take his life. But I was terrified of him. I wouldn't touch him. And then I came to the conclusion, leave. If he kills you, he kills you, but you cannot stay in this, not like this every single day of your life. And so I packed up myself, my child. His father was a pastor. So that day I went to get saved because I was for sure that I was going to die. I went over to the neighbor's house and waited because I knew he was coming for me. So he knocked on the door, she opened the door, and he told me it's time to go home. What would it look like? What would the church think of me being out with my child this late? And I told him I wasn't leaving. So then he proceeded to chase after me. I went to go get my child. He grabbed me. I was holding on to the door. He ripped all of my clothes off, knocked me out. When I woke back up, I had a towel around my neck and I was being dragged through the living room. And I remember opening my eyes and saying, God, please take this pain away from me. And that's when his fist came down again and knocked me out. And so he had me in the middle of an apartment complex, completely naked, kicking my body repeatedly over and over in the head and my back. I ended up having the same type of hemorrhage that you get with aneurysm. I lived through it. He got 2 weeks. And then about 16, 17 years later, they made me testify against him because he had beaten many other women. He's now in for about 10 years. He'll probably get about 8 if he has good behavior. So, what did I learn from all of this? I learned that when a person abuses you, it's not about you. They make it about you. They blame you. But you're really taking every hit, every verbal, abusive word, um, for their mother, their friends, their brother, sister, cousin, father, whoever hurt them, has nothing to do with you. You are not responsible for their pain, and you cannot make it any better. So you need to leave. The thing is, I cannot guarantee that you'll leave without being scathed in any way. It's hard, it's difficult, especially when you know somebody is willing to take your life. But it's worth it. It's worth it because eventually, if they don't kill you, they'll kill your soul. Uh, what I can say is, through this whole situation, the words he told me was right. Pain does not last. And I learned that I was strong enough. If I was strong enough to get beat on every single day, I was strong enough to walk out. You are strong enough. You don't have to take the abuse, whether it be man, woman, or whatever it is that you identify as. You're strong enough to get through it. You've been going through this every day, looking at everyone else's lives, not being able to interact with people, not being able to be around your loved ones. They make sure they keep you to themselves and tell you that they're going to protect you and that everyone else is against you. And those words are not true. And so I'm telling you to reach out to somebody. Tell someone. Get your paperwork started because this system is flawed. And it's going to take a while. You're strong enough. I believe in you, and I know you will get through this. You've just got to make the first attempt. And I know it's not easy, especially when they take your money or they remove you from everyone or they're telling lies against you. It really doesn't matter. The first thing you have to do is expose them for who they are. My prayers are with you if you're in this situation. And even if it's not physical, if it's verbal, it can do just as much to your mind. And I want to say this, if you have left, go and get some help, get some counseling, because you've become so detached that you won't allow yourself to feel for anyone. And you cannot let this person take over the rest of your life. They've taken enough from it. I'm praying for you. I love you all, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.